Okay, this video is going to be about the Warrens, mostly to expose them for being fake exorcists or fake Christians, okay? And I'll give you the information about that. And this video is very remnant. I've been talking about psychics a little bit. I've been trying to make a series about psychics, and this still is involved. This is still relevant because sometimes people get psychics to get rid of ghosts and demons, and Ed and Lorraine were kind of like that. They claimed to be like psychics and demonologists and Christians. They were Catholic, okay? That's one thing that people are missing with the Warrens. People talk about the Warrens a lot, but they always miss the fact that these guys were Catholic. They were doing Catholic stuff to get rid of evil spirits, but they also claimed to sense evil spirits too. They were like claimed to be like psychics, okay? All right. And of course, there's like half the. So let's go back up here. So there's like the super very scary, real stories of hauntings. There's the Amytiville horror. There's like Poltergeist. Okay, Poltergeist is supposed to be based off of real stories too. There's the Exorcist. Okay, and there's all these Conjuring movies. There's a whole bunch of them. And there's the Annabelle. Okay. I'll be honest with you, I've seen some of the Amytiville horror movies a long time ago, and I've seen Annabelle, but I've never seen these Conjuring movies. I vaguely know what happens in them a little bit. I've seen little bits and pieces of them. This was mostly before I became saved. I've seen some of these movies, but since I've been saved, I don't really watch this stuff anymore. But what I have done is I've looked into a little bit of the real story, like documentaries about what really happened. I have done that. Okay, I've done that somewhat recently, just because I wanted to talk about some things. I wanted to expose some stuff, okay? Because I already lived it anyway, so it's not like I have to watch a scary movie anymore. I already been through all that, literally. This video is very remnant of what I've been talking about anyway. Exorcism, fake exorcisms, okay? I've already made a couple of videos about that, but this is just another one. It's a psychic / fake exorcism video, and I'm exposing the Warrens. But I just think it's very interesting that the most real haunted stories ever, the Warrens were always involved. And they were very, very Catholic, okay? And they will even tell you that their stuff didn't help at all, it made it worse. The actual real life story will tell you that, okay? Or even, there's or the most tragic one, Emily Rose, right? The Warrens were involved, but it was the Catholic Church that was involved, okay? These are like the most scary stories ever, but they're not connecting the dots that the Catholic Church was involved. It's not really in the movies a lot of the time, but you can still see it a little bit. But in real life, they were doing Catholic stuff to get rid of the demons, and it never worked. It never worked, okay? They were involved in the Conjuring, which is based off of the Perron family, okay? And they were involved with the Amytiville Horror House, okay? And they were involved with this, the Amytiville haunting, okay? I just think it's very interesting that the Warrens are always involved with the worst cases, okay? And people are not connecting the dots that they were the ones making it worse. Even if you talk to some of these families, because these are based off of real stories, they said the Warrens didn't help, or they made things worse. And you might wonder why. It's because they were doing a bunch of Catholic stuff, which I don't even think they show in the movies. In the movies, I don't think they show the Catholic stuff very much, but they were using rosaries and all this other stuff, and the families will tell you it didn't work or it made it worse. Okay? It made it worse. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. So I'm going to bring up the Perron family, which I guess the first Conjuring is based off of. I think a long time ago I've seen little pieces of it, but the real story is actually sad. It's not funny. It's, so this family needed help. Okay, and I understand that some people fake and lie things, but I don't think so with these cases, okay? So in the Perron family, they will literally tell you, look, let's read right here. Okay. I'll read it to you. The Conjuring, the Warrens did not significantly help them with their paranormal activity in their home. And even in some other interviews, they'll say they actually made it worse. They conjured it up more. not help them, with some family members even expressing that the Warrens may have even exaggerated or misinterpreted the events for their own gain. Yes, I know, okay? They would bring in Catholic Church. You're also forgetting, they're missing the part where they sometimes bring in priests and stuff like that. So you can't say that the Catholic Church wasn't involved. They were involved, okay? The Warrens they had priests, okay? So you can't say, well, that's just them. You can't blame the Catholic Church. When the Catholic Church is involved, when the priests are there, that means the Catholic Church was condoning the whole thing, okay? And again, I'm going to say this again, this is not the only time this has happened. When they try to, they capitalize on some demonic activity and they try to take claim on it. They try to make themselves look good. Probably the most popular story of all, again, I'll bring up, is the Portugal miracle of the sun, okay? These kids were talking to a demon. And the Catholic Church, they were being tormented by demons. 2 children died. 2 kids died in this event, and yet the Catholic Church just let it happen. They let it happen because they were trying to make themselves look cool. They twisted everything around, and they capitalized on these kids dying and being tormented by demons. And they said it was Mary. It's a tale as old as time. The Catholic Church capitalizing on demonic activity when they're the ones actually just making it worse and killing kids. Okay? And it's just so crazy that this story is spun like it's a good thing. Like it was a good thing. It was great. Oh, they died. But, Mary was there. It's like, this is a tragedy. This is horrific, not a successful story. These are not successes. These are tragedies. This is what happens when you don't listen to God. You're not supposed to talk to spirits. You're not supposed to conjure up spirits and talk to them and ask them questions and pray to them, which is what they were doing, and conjure them up even more. Something that's even crazier is that this thing told them that these 2 kids were going to die before they died. They warned them that they were going to die. And it's so crazy because even in these hauntings that happened, that's what happened to the Amytiville horrors. Okay, the Lutz family, they knew that they were going to be killed if they stayed in the house. Same thing happened with the real story of the Conjuring. Okay, the first one or the second one, I don't know. First one, the Perron family, the spirits told the mom if she stayed in the house that she was going to die, but they did leave. Not the Catholic Church though. Oh, the kids are going to die. Oh well, they have to stay. Okay, and I'll go back to the Amytiville. I'll go back to the Amytiville story real fast. It's this girl in the red pajamas. That's how I call her. That's what I call her. Okay, and these spirits usually target a person. This person is usually a conduit for the spirits. Okay, sometimes it's the house and it's the person. Okay, and I'm just speaking through experience, my own personal experience. Okay, these spirits were using me to conjure up. Okay, I'll bring it up another time. Okay, and I already talked about that. But they usually target a person, and it's so funny and it's so crazy because even in Aliens they do that because aliens are demons. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna talk about the Amytiville haunting real fast. It's a pretty famous story, and I think The Conjuring 2 is based off of it. But even in the movies, they make it seem like the Warrens helped them. They're the good guys. They came and saved the day. The priest came and saved the day. But in the real life stories, they never did. Okay? Never happened. Okay? You people should look into the real stories, but don't get so distracted with all the magic stuff. Actually pay attention to what's happening here. People are dying. They're being tormented and not being helped at all by the Catholic Church. That's the real story behind all these scary stories. Okay? And I'm going to bring up some other stuff too. Okay, so in the Amytiville haunting, that this family, they got like ghost hunters, or they got like scientists. They took it pretty seriously. This was not in the United States. It happened in England, I think, in Europe. Okay, but the Warrens went there though. And even they knew that the Warrens weren't doing anything, okay? But they got scientists and the Warrens, okay? And even the scientists, they told them because they were there interviewing them and like voice recording them, okay? And they even noticed that even the scientists were more intelligent than the Warrens in the Catholic Church, okay? And they did get some priests in there too, okay? the scientists were actually more helpful to them, because even the scientists recognized that the more that they were talking to these spirits, the worse it would be. The worse it was becoming. Okay, they even noticed that, and that's what God says in the Bible. You're not supposed to communicate with evil spirits. Communicate with ghosts, even if you think they're good. They're not. Okay, because it manifests them even more. Okay, and they're draining people. Okay, I think in the Amytiville horror, I think in the voice recordings, I'm not 100% sure, because there's so many different versions and there's so many different stories, that these demons literally said that they use the people to manifest. They use the people in the house to manifest. So the more you talk to them, the more they're gonna suck you dry, and that's why sometimes these people die. Okay, it's parasitic manifestation. They suck. So they use the energy, the life force of someone to manifest. And sometimes they end up dying. That's why they die. Okay? And the Catholic Church is just there like, yeah, it's working. I'm like, what in the world? It's not working. They're dying. I don't know what. Open your eyes. They're dead. They're dying. Okay? And I know I already gone over this in a parasitic manifestation video, but I have to add a few more things I want to bring up. For example, the Bellamy's House of Faces, this ectoplasm stuff was making faces appear on the wall, and they would move and stuff, but they stopped moving. They probably stopped moving because the lady died in the house eventually. Okay, she died, and that's when they stopped moving, because their power source was unplugged. And not to mention that lady was Catholic. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up every single time, because that's what people are missing. All right, and it's not a miracle from God, it's evil. All right, and I want to bring up that is in the Bible. So like, for example, it's in the Bible, the Baal worshippers, the priests of Baal, they were trying to get Baal to manifest, to do his magic, and in order to do so, they had to sacrifice themselves. They had to cut themselves, okay? Because that's how the devil works a lot of the times. He needs sacrifice. He needs blood. He uses you as a power source. That is in the Bible, and that's what I've been saying in the past 2 videos, okay? Alright. It's just terrible. I don't know why people are not connecting those dots. They just think these stories are like really creepy and cool, and they're not understanding what's really going on. Okay, there's messaging behind the real stories. Do not talk to evil spirits. Do not go get a Catholic church. Do not get rosaries. Don't get a psychic to get rid of evil spirits. Okay, don't get a medicine man. Do not go get witchcraft to get rid of demons. Okay. If you are being tormented by demons, okay, you might have to move. That's true. Okay, but you need to come to Christ. That's the only way to actually get rid of demons and change your life. Okay. And I know I already talked about that in my previous 2 videos, but I have to bring it up again. And I'm going to talk about something else in a minute. So the message of this story is, do not get people, because there are Catholic people who are like the Warrens out there. Do not go get them to help you, because in real life they never helped anyone. Okay? And it's so messed up. This Perron family, they're still being tormented by spirits, they say. Okay? Because no one ever told them to come to Christ, especially not the Catholic people. If Catholic exorcists, they never tell people to change their life and come to Christ. They just throw holy water on them, and they take all the credit for it. It's like, you have to change your life. There are real exorcists out there. Okay, there are real people. But the real exorcists will tell you constantly that you have to come to Jesus and change your life. Come to Jesus and change your life. You just throwing holy water on things and going back to your old ways isn't helping. And then, yeah. Anyway, but I want to talk about something else. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how they remake these movies, right? They remake these true stories and how actually dangerous that is. Because talking about these evil spirits, and even if it's just for entertainment, is still dangerous. Okay, we're going to talk about something. So, we're going to talk about the Amytiville horror, and we're going to talk about Poltergeist, okay? In some of these other scary movies, like the sets are haunted, right? The sets become haunted. Their lighting doesn't work. Things get knocked over. There are weird fires being set. It's like, well, yeah. Okay, because you're conjuring them back up again. Recreating a real haunting based on real life demonic activity is gonna bring them back up again. And it's not funny. It's terrifying. It's like, what are you guys doing? It's for entertainment. That is not a good reason to do it at all. Okay, and that's like almost every single movie, scary movie set, because you really are conjuring up the spirits again. Okay, and people know this, but they just think it's entertainment. And I'm just like, dude, you're not understanding what's going on. Like, demons are real, hell is real, but you still think it's just a joke. Okay, but here's some examples. For example, they remade the Perron family story, okay? In real life, they didn't really. It was a real story. And they invited the actual family to go on the movie set sometimes. But they had to stop, or they refused, because they started experiencing paranormal activity on the set. The Perron family were like, we're out of here. We're not doing that. Okay? The actual real life family refused to go back to the movie set because they were experiencing demonic activity. Okay, that's one. These obviously these movies are based off of a real story. Okay, but even talking about them and remaking the story is gonna bring the evil spirits back up, I believe. Okay, I know there's a couple of Amytiville horror movies. Okay, so a long time ago, and there used to be the show. It was like Celebrity Hauntings. Okay, it was like about a show about how celebrities see ghosts. Okay, it was a long time ago, but I did see this episode a long time ago. There was this woman, she was playing the wife, based off of a real character, and she said on set, a spirit literally almost choked her to death. It felt like something grabbed her and started choking her, just because she was in a movie based off of the real spirits. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? You making a joke and remaking the movie like it's a big ha 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 isn't funny. Okay? It actually brings spirits back up, and people just don't care. They think it's still just for entertainment. Okay? And it so happened that the mother from the Amytiville horror, she literally died in that moment when the actress who was playing her was being choked. That's crazy. Okay, this isn't a joke. People are actually dying and stuff. With you remaking the stories, you're bringing the spirits back up, and they're still killing people. Okay, and we'll bring up Poltergeist, and I know people are gonna be like, that's just a coincidence. That's just, I know this girl wasn't the actual girl that was haunted, but just like that woman, just like this actress was actually tormented by spirits, in real life, Poltergeist is based off of a real story too. Okay, and in real life, this little girl died, right? And the sister died too. That's exactly the same thing I've been saying. I don't think it's a coincidence. These spirits are still killing people, even though they're just remaking the movie. They're still tormenting people. Okay? That's why it's not a joke for entertainment, to laugh and say, oh, ha, ha, it's great. You know what I mean? It's just for entertainment. No, remaking the movie and conjuring up the evil spirits again is very dangerous. People are actually dying. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, this little girl wasn't killed by evil spirits. She had a disease. I'm like, dude, that even in voodoo and stuff, evil spirits kill people using things that look normal. Okay? They suck people dry. Okay? I don't think it's a coincidence, is what I'm saying. Just like Emily Rose really died, this girl really died. Just like in the Portugal Miracle of the Sun, these kids died. I don't think any of it's a coincidence. Even in the Portugal Miracle of the Sun, these two kids died, but they died of some normal illness. But that's exactly how evil spirits work. Even in voodoo, they will tell you, because I listen to channels, these women coming out of voodoo, evil spirits will kill people, but they'll look like they just got cancer or something. That's actually how they got cancer, okay? And I don't think it's sad. It's not funny, okay? And I honestly believe these actors playing these characters and them dying in real life is not a coincidence, okay? It's not funny. It's terrible, okay? That's why you shouldn't think it's entertaining just to talk about ghosts and stuff. God tells you have to come to Christ, okay? And one more thing I want to bring up. So I'm going to bring up one more thing about the Warrens, okay? This is just one more thing I wanted to bring up, how terrible and not godly, actual Christian these people are. They were anti-Christian. They're anti-Christ archetypes. Because there are people who can get rid of evil spirits, but what the Warrens were doing is the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So the Warrens, they had that museum, right? And they had like all these cursed items, like the Annabelle doll and all this other cursed things, and they were paying, and you could pay them to go in their museum. All right. And that's just so, and they'd slap on, the most blasphemous thing you could do is slap on a crucifix on it. Okay, that is so against God, and it's so blasphemous to God. And I know what people are going to say, you can't blame the Catholic Church. The priests would go there and bless the area, and they didn't tell them not to have cursed items in their house. They were there just throwing holy water on things. So you can't say the Catholic Church wasn't involved. They condoned the whole thing. Even to this day, some Catholic people are very proud the Warrens were Catholic. Oh, they went and saved all these people. But in real life, they actually didn't. Okay? And I just have to bring it up. I have to bring it up. If you think something's cursed, you get rid of it. You don't collect it and keep it in your house and charge people to look at cursed items. And it's so, like, priests were in there. You can't say the Catholic Church wasn't condoning it. They condoned it. Okay? If you listen to the real stories, Lorraine, she got a priest, and the priest would come there every week and bless the area. Did the priest tell her to get rid of this stuff? You need to get rid of this stuff. You need to stop. No, okay? And the Catholic Church is so proud of the Warrens. Some of them are. Like, I'm like, you guys are embarrassing. You're so embarrassing to God. You're so embarrassing to what God said. You're not supposed to collect cursed items. You're supposed to get rid of them, okay? For example. And that should just be common sense, especially if you're supposedly have the Holy Spirit and know Jesus and know God. But these people obviously don't. But here's a Bible passage, one of many, that tell you that, okay? And you must not bring any detestable thing into your house, or you like it will be set apart for destruction. You are to utterly detest and abhor it, because it is set apart for destruction. So you keep these things in your house, you're going to be thrown in hell with them later, okay? All right, and we'll go ahead and do the fake exorcism story in the Bible. In the book of Acts, okay, there's a story about fake exorcists. These people, very long story short, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but these exorcists were in the name of Jesus, just like these guys do, just like the Catholic Church and the Warrens were doing. In the name of Jesus, they're trying to get rid of evil spirits. And what happened in the story is the evil spirits went inside the exorcists. Okay, and they got set apart. They got thrown away. They ran out of the house. Okay, there's messaging in that. Okay, you're gonna have to pay for doing this stuff. Okay, this is about improper disposal of evil spirits. Some people can get rid of evil spirits for you, but they're improperly disposed. They usually get put onto another person. Okay. That's what's happening in this book of Acts story. The evil spirits, instead of just being sent to hell, they actually got put into another person. So sometimes you might go to a medicine man, you might do some other stuff, but the evil spirits are just being put somewhere else to another person. You're not actually getting rid of them, okay? But also, it's about how you're going to pay for this. You being a fake exorcist or being a fake person for God is you're going to pay for this, okay? You're being warned right now, all right? And God is just recreating a scene here. Like, for example, when the bunch of evil spirits were inside the man, Jesus just put the evil spirits in the pigs, and then he sent the pigs out into the water, right? Yeah, except the pigs in this example are like fake exorcists, mediums who say they can get rid of evil spirits for you, and many other false religions. They say they can get evil spirits for you. You're just going to have to pay for it. The evil spirits are going to go into you, and you're going to have to pay for that because you're not really getting rid of them. Okay? All right? God didn't sanctify you to do that at all. And the moral of the story is, and I already talked about that. I know I already talked about this in previous videos. Do not go to a psychic to get rid of evil spirits. Don't go to a Catholic person or a Catholic priest to get rid of evil spirits. But most importantly of all, don't go to a Catholic person who says they're a medium, like the Warrens, to get rid of evil spirits. That's just making it worse. And capitalizing on demons is very dangerous. Whether it be the Catholic Church or another false religion, or whether it be Hollywood, or psychics remaking demon movies, or claiming to get rid of demons for you when you don't really have the sanctification from God to do so is very dangerous, okay? It just causes death and destruction, alright? It causes very bad things that happen to real people, and they're not just stories, okay? Alright. So please think about this stuff, guys, and thank you.